Hello, today we're going to do some art from rubbings. We're going to learn about textures and look for textures all around your house and maybe outside if it's not raining, and make some rubbings. And after that, we're going to take the rubbings, cut them up, and glue them onto another piece of paper and add some of our own drawings to make a really fun piece of art. Here's what you're going to need to do this. You're going to need some white paper. Xerox paper works really well for this. It doesn't have to be good paper. It can be thin paper. You will need probably at least 5 sheets of paper. You need some crayons in different colors. And if you take the paper off your crayon, it can work even better. Scissors, a glue stick, and a black pen or a black Sharpie. Okay, here's what we're going to do. To make the rubbings, you have to kind of make a game of going around your house and looking for things that you can feel. Things that have a nice texture to them. So I went around my house and I found a few things, like this comb. So if I want to make a rubbing, I have to set my comb down flat, put a piece of paper over it, and hold the paper still. Then I can take my crayon and I can just rub back and forth on it. And it makes it look like the comb's appearing on my paper really, really fast. Let's try something else. I went outside, I found a few leaves. Here's an old brown leaf. And I'm going to try rubbing over that leaf now. And there's the leaf. I used the side of my crayon, not the point, but the side. That one came out pretty well and it was pretty easy. So I'm going to try it again in another color. Just because it came out so well that I want to try it again. You can try it in several colors and see which color works best for you. Let's try it in yellow. There it is. I found some other things too. This is a colander or a strainer for when you're making food. You need to get the hot water out of the food you boiled. And I think that there's some good texture. Texture is something you can feel with your fingers. This looks like a sun to me, so I like to use yellow. Kind of harder because it's popped up. But if I hold the paper still and I rub the crayon over it, that's what I get. You can see that whole pattern, that whole texture just from rubbing color over it. And I might be able to use that later. I found this vase in a free box recently. And I picked it up because of the nice texture or pattern on it. I don't know if you have a vase, but it could be just about anything that has pattern. I'm going to try this one again. This one, also it's three-dimensional, so it's harder. But hey, it works pretty well. Look at that. I got a nice print right there on my paper. I can even try the back of a chair if I want to. This chair right here has a good pattern on the back. Feel that? It's got some holes. Let's see how it works. See if it works. Pretty well. I might try that in another color. That looks like a good sun also, so let me see if I can do that. Let me take a new piece of paper. Maybe this one. I kind of like that one because it looks like a flower or a sun. Okay, so what you want to do is go around your house and find things that you can use and just try many things. They can be big things or little things. Here's a nickel. Yep, it worked. See if it makes a pattern. Try it in different colors. See which one works the best for you. See, I don't think the green worked very well, but the blue worked really well on that one. Maybe purple will work on it. Yeah, dark color works well on a nickel for me. So you want to try all kinds of things and see what you can get from them. What interesting patterns come up. Look at the veins. And make many of them. If they come out well and they're easy to do, you might want to make more than one. There's a good leaf. So when you have collected, and I've collected a few before, this one was from a mat that I had, a doormat. And if you collect quite a few of them and have plenty to use, or maybe make repeats of what you have, then you can take them and start cutting. So where is that green? Ah, here it is. Remember when I made this green rubbing from the comb? I think it makes a good grassy area. So I'm just going to cut that out quickly. Can cut that out. And then I have a blank piece of paper. I'm going to make a new piece of art on this blank piece of paper. I'm going to cut out several of these. If they're close together, if you've made the same thing over and over close together, you can just cut them out all together like that, if you want to. And you don't have to cut very carefully. Just cut around wherever there's color. And you just go in and you start arranging things. Remember my vase? I'm just going to cut some of that out around where the vase was. That made sort of a pretty kind of a flower or something. And don't glue them right away, but just start putting one thing on top of another. This might make a good cloud in the sky. I think it will, so I'm going to cut that out. Let's see. Wow, it's so big. It would make a good mountain too, wouldn't it? And you keep going until you have filled up your piece of paper with however many of these you want to have. And the next step, I'm just going to do a few more here. Oh, that's a lot there. Okay, so the next step would be to glue them on. When you glue them on, you want to start with the piece that is in the back, behind all the others, which is this one. I'm going to pull them off. I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to make sure it's on top of some other pieces of paper so I don't get glue on my table. And I'm just going to put some glue all around the edge and inside. And glue that on to my piece of paper, like that. And then what else can be it? What was next? If it's like this one's on the bottom. I'm going to turn that over, go along the outside edge with the glue, put some glue in the middle, glue it on. And you're going to continue this way until you have glued all the pieces that you want to have put this one like here. And try to use rubbings with lots of colors that came out well for you. And you're making a little landscape or a little scene here. So it's good to think about that when you're making your rubbings, or if you don't have what you need, you can make another one. Say, oh, I need some sky here, so what would make a good sky rubbing? Or I need some grass or some leaves, and what would be good for that? And then you can make new rubbings if you need more. And then you just glue them all together. Now there's one more step. And the last step, turn my glue down, close it up, is to take a black pen or a black Sharpie and to draw in here some little tiny secret creatures that live in this world that you made up. So I'm going to make a little caterpillar crawling right there. Or I could make a little butterfly. And you can hide things in your secret world. And you can give them some patterns. What else could we put in there? We could make some more clouds. Oh, I should have put the sun in the background. Maybe I can still do it. I think I could, if I can't lift that up because I already put it on. Remember I wanted the sun? And then I can still cut this out. And let's see how much of it we need. Too big. It's smaller. I could still get it in there, I think. So I'm going to do that. If I'm quick, I can still get it on. Let's put the sun up there. There. And you can add as many of these little creatures in here as you want. Little ladybug. They're easy to do. Or maybe you have a little elf or a little fairy hiding down here. I'm going to make, let's make a little fairy down here. I'm going to give her a wreath in her hair. She can be down here like this. She has hair like this. And we're going to make her with her dress coming out like this. There she is. She has some arms. And she can have some wings. Fairy wings. And maybe she's just down here. Little fairy or little elf. And here's a finished piece I did where I had all kinds of little hidden things. Like a little worm and a little elf, some fairies and some spiders. And I put a bird up here in the top. You can add whatever you want to add to your picture and make yourself a really good hidden world rubbing picture. So give it a try, and if you really like how it came out, you could send me your picture and I'd love to see it, and I'll respond to you and tell you how much I like it. So you can send it to Ms. Mary, M. Ernstad, AUSDK12.org, and I hope you enjoy making some rubbings. Bye-bye.